Out to Beverly as the Jackets look to make it 2 wins in a row while the Cadets search for a big home victory. Moving ahead to the bottom of the 3rd inning, Grady Hessen hits a line drive into center field. That allows Wyatt Dusky to score. Jack McCurdy will slide home right behind him. A 2-run double for Hessen makes it 2-0 for Frye. Top of the 4th, Tyler Kaiser crushes this ball deep into left center field. That will drop near the warning track, and that's good for a double for Kaiser. Hessen in a bit of a jam on the mound here, but he gets out of it with a strikeout of Jackson Malonis, and that retires the side. Bottom 5, Parker Schramm on the bump, and he gets a punch out of his own on Wyatt Dusky. Jackets trying to get on the board. Top of the 6th, Wyatt Siley hits a line drive right into Braylon Meek's glove for the out. He then throws to Ty Worthington at first for the double play to close out the inning. And last chance for Williamstown in the 7th, but Austin McDonald hits a pop-up in foul territory, and Worthington makes the catch to end it. Frye gets a big win at home, defeating Williamstown 2-0.